Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year again. So glad to be in 2021. It's hopefully going to be a better year. I'm wishing that for everybody. In this video, I am working on a return client that I actually hadn't seen in a while. She had been working really hard and just didn't have a chance to come in and get some nails. So she came in and I was like, let's do it. So I started off with some curved coffin tips. We did cut them down a bit, but I did trim the sides to give her a coffin shape. I also went in and blended her nails, the tip into her natural nail, and I just prepped. So I used the Mia Secret dehydrator, the primer, and then I go on with a coat of the Young Nails Protein Bond. I did not put down a coat of clear acrylic. I didn't realize that until after, and I was like kicking myself like, whoops, forgot. But this is mostly a Young Nails set. So I'm starting off with their Speed White. The speed colors in Young Nails, actually, I feel like I really like the pacing of the speed colors. They kind of set, obviously their speed, they set faster than the regular cores and cover colors. And I like the Speed White. It was moving with me fairly well. This is going to be a really simple set. She came in and she was just kind of like, I just want to, get my nails back on. She didn't really want too much going on. I love that. And we're going to be doing some baby boomer nails with the white and cover rosebud from Young Nails, and then we'll be doing some solid nude nails with that cover rosebud. So right now I'm just going on to 3 of the fingers, and I'm just going to be adding that Speed White to the tip area, just a little past the tip on the natural nail bed. And then I'm going to be blending that down to the end of the tip, just so that we have a tip of white. And then I'm gonna ombre in that cover rosebud and then do 2 solid nails of that nude color. So you can just watch me do that. As you can see, that Speed White was very opaque, and I really love that for these fresh baby boomers. Now I'm going in with that cover rosebud. It is a soft, peachy, pinky kind of nail plate nude color, and I'm just ombreing that onto that white and making sure not to clean the side walls, especially right where that free edge begins. I find that that's where I get a lot of bulk sometimes when ombreing colors, just because I'm applying a few beads in that area. Then I'm going to go in and apply the cuticle bead after I feel like the ombre has been done to my liking. And yeah, I'm just going to do that on the other nails with the white tip, and then give her 2 solid nails of this Young Nails cover rosebud color. And sorry for being out of frame. So when I'm doing nails, sometimes I'm in the zone, I'm not paying attention. And when I was editing this video, I was like, oh boy, my head's in the shot. Like, it was a mess. So I definitely had to take out a few shots, especially the other hand. It was just basically out of the frame. I just don't pay attention when I'm really in the zone doing the nails, which I guess is a good thing, but it's not good for you. So sorry about that. Hopefully you can kind of get an idea of what I'm doing on the other nails. So once I was done with that, she asked me if there was a way to get these nails to glow in the dark. And at first I was like, I wish she told me that before, because then I would have been able to mix some glow in the dark pigment into either of these colors, the white and that cover rosebud, because I have bought pigment on Amazon to put into acrylic powders so that I can make them glow. But then I remembered that I have this gorgeous acrylic from the Young Nails, and it's called Angel. And I think I used it in a previous video. I think I might have, or maybe I made that up, I'm not sure. But it's basically a clear acrylic. It's like an off-white sheer, it's very sheer, slightly off-white colored acrylic, and it's a glow acrylic. So this glows green, and as you can see, I'm applying it on the nails, and it basically gives her a nice clear cap, but it will glow on her. So that was the way that I figured it out, how to make this set glow for her. She was excited about that, and I was just happy that I had this acrylic on hand. I was actually looking on the Red Acrylic site recently, and I think she's doing like a restock or something, because I didn't see the crystal clear, and I'm running really low on that, so I was kind of worried. But yeah, this angel color is really freaking cool. If you want, sorry that I'm out of frame, I know. So if you want to be able to make a set glow, consider using a clear acrylic that has a glow effect. That way you don't have to add pigments to anything that might change the color if it's already not a glow acrylic. But yeah, I'm just clear capping all of the nails, even though they're out of frame, sorry, with this angel color from the Red Acrylics. Most of the time when I'm clear capping, I like to do it in one large bead. I just feel like I like the idea of just letting that acrylic run down the length of the nail, and gravity kind of pulls it in a way where the apex is set in a nice place. You can always adjust and push your acrylic around. So I'm doing this nail in one bead. And also it just helps with air bubbles. The less you manipulate that acrylic, the less bubbles you're gonna get. You're gonna get a clearer finish on that nail. So and a smoother finish, so that when you go in and e-file or hand file, you don't have like a ton of lumps and bumps because you're just letting gravity pull that acrylic down. So that's basically what I did. On the thumb, I usually find that I can't do a one bead because the nail is a little bit wider than the other ones. So I usually do two beads when clear capping a thumb. I start around right before the free edge, and then I'll do that cuticle bead, and that usually works for me, and especially for building that apex on the thumb. But yeah, usually I can't do thumbs with one bead. It's just a little too wide, and I don't want to like flood the cuticles or flood the sidewalls. It just works for me that way. But you don't have to be able to do one bead or two bead or even three beads. Do whatever works for you. Like I know when I started with acrylic, I was using like 1,000 beads. Actually, I was watching a video that I posted maybe 2 months ago, and I think to do like this tiny nail, I did like 11 beads. I was like, oh my goodness, I wouldn't do that now. But I think that that's also cool about being able to watch your work back. You're like, wow, there's a lot of growth that happens. I'm really proud of myself. And hopefully if you're a new nail tech as well, you can look back at your progress and be like, you know, I can see clear growth. So that's always good. Now I'm going in with a 100/180 hand file. I usually use an 80/80, and I have them, they just weren't, like I have them in bulk and I take a few out at a time. So I ran out of the few in the area, and I just didn't feel like going across the room. How lazy am I? Going across the room to restock my 80/80s, but I'm using a 100/180 to maintain that shape. So she wanted a coffin shape. And mostly what I'm filing here, sorry that it's out of frame, I will fix it in the future, just be more conscious of it. What I'm trying to do here is clean up that sidewall area. So I mentioned earlier that I have a tendency to build up thickness right around where that nail tip is placed, because I place usually my first bead there. So I usually get a thicker nail bed shape than the client might have. So I'm going in with that hand file and just thinning out that area, and then from that free edge to the tip of the nail, maybe angling it in this case, like if it's a coffin, or keeping it straight if it's like a tapered square or square, just depending on the shape. So sorry that it's out of frame. I do have my Young Nails dust collector underneath. I've been using it a lot. I feel like the suction isn't as strong as I would hope or prefer, but it gets the job done. Having a dust collector is better than not having a dust collector. But yeah, I'm just using this 100. I'm using the 100 side for the most part to kind of maintain the nails. And as you can see, I'm filing mostly from that sidewall to the free edge, because that's where I want to kind of thin out the surface of the nail, and then going perpendicularly, if that makes sense, across the actual free edge to give it a nice sharp look. Now I'm going in with my e-file, and this is where that dust collector comes in handy. I'm cleaning up her cuticles and sidewalls and fixing the shape, maintaining a nice curvature to the nail, pushing the apex towards a little bit towards the middle, towards the free edge of the nail versus around where the eponychium or cuticle area is, and just smoothing out the length of the nail. Sometimes you'll see me run my thumb down the length of the nail just so that I can feel of any lumps and bumps. Sorry again for being out of frame. I will get better at paying attention to it. Especially for the new year, I'm gonna make that a challenge for me. Anytime I film nails, just make sure that I'm in frame. That's my promise. Boom, got it. And then, yeah, I'm just using this 5-in-1 bit from Pana. It's a fine and it's a safety. So she's like one of the clients that's actually nervous about the e-file, even if it's on really low. She's like always jumping, and I'm like, it's okay, you're not gonna get hurt. But yeah, using a safety, especially on clients like this, especially if you're newer and you don't feel 100% like, you know, comfortable with your e-file, definitely work on using a safety. Sometimes even a rounded barrel bit where it's like a dome on top is great, because it does round off where that skin is going to be. But you know, I'm just cleaning off the surface of the nail, and I think I have my e-file at about 11 to 12,000 RPM. Going in with a buffing block, a disposable buffing block, and just cleaning off the surface of the nail. So at this point, she mentioned to me that she wanted a matte nail, and I was like dancing in my seat, because I don't have very many clients that enjoy matte nails. For some reason, I have all the glossy girls, and I am a matte girl through and through. So I was really excited about that, especially because it's a boomer set and it's really pretty and classic and simple. That I was just excited to do a matte nail on her. So I'm smoothing out the nail as much as possible, because if you are doing a matte nail and your nail's not smooth, you will see it, okay? I've had videos where I posted, you know, that the nails weren't smooth, and then that matte top coat just shows everything. So to clean it up, I had her wash her hands, but I'm still going in with Swipe and a lint-free wipe to clean up any oil or soap residue or dust that might be there. And then I'm going to go in with my Beetles base coat. So I'm using a base gel coat because we are going to be doing some French painting lines on 2 of the nails. And I find that if you apply gel paint directly to the acrylic nail, because the nail has a little bit of texture, that the lines won't be as crisp. So if you apply a base coat and cure, then you have a super slick, sleek base for that polish to go on. So I figured that would be good. Also, because I'm going matte, I want the nails to be filled in. If there's any scratches or ridges in the nail that I didn't get from the e-file or the buffer, the base coat will fill that in. So that's another trick that I've picked up for myself, and especially if I'm gonna go matte. So I'm gonna base coat her nails and then have her cure for 30 seconds. Look at that beautiful boomer. That pinky looks gorgeous, right? So I'm going in with my iGel Beauty gel paint. This is not a gel polish. I find that gel paints are just a little bit thicker in consistency than a gel polish. And I'm using a long striper brush from this set on Amazon. I use this set all the time. It has dotting tools on one end, and I'm just drawing in a square, I guess it's a square or coffin shaped French line, and I'm starting from the sidewall. So I asked her if that was thick enough, and she said she wanted it to be a little bit thicker. So I'm going in and just doubling the line on the edge. So basically so that you can see the French from the top of the nail. So I'm basically dragging the length of the brush. I place that brush on the nail and just kind of drag the length of it down. And she liked it, so I'm gonna do that on the other finger as well, on the pointer. So I'm sorry that it's out of frame, but you get the idea. Just place the length of that brush on the nail and just drag it down, and that's how you get pretty much a straight line. You don't have to worry about your hand wiggling. The longer that liner brush, the straighter you can make your line, because the line is just, you know, coming from the length of that bristle. So after that, I had her cure for 30 seconds, and then I added my Beetles matte top coat. That was completely out of frame, sorry about that. And then I had her cure for 60 seconds. I also went in and added some Swarovski AB crystals around the cuticles of 2 of the nails, and this is pretty much it. So hopefully you like if you do, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.